Chickweed benefits. How to grow, identify, and use this healing herb. Chickweed, with its delicate white flowers and lush green leaves, is one of those humble plants you might see peeking out from gardens, cracks in the sidewalk, or wild patches in the spring and fall. Scientifically known as Stellaria media, it's not just a weed at all. In fact, people have treasured it for centuries for its gentle, soothing properties and even as a wild green for the kitchen. If you were to taste fresh chickweed, you'd find it juicy, mild, and almost sweet. A welcome surprise when tossed in salads or layered into sandwiches. People have used it in folk remedies to address many minor ailments. Traditionally, herbalists have turned to chickweed for its cooling and hydrating qualities. It often finds its way into ointments, creams, and poultices made for calming irritated skin, bug bites, rashes, or dry itchy spots. Applied as a fresh plant compress or in a soothing tea, chickweed is celebrated for helping reduce inflammation and aiding in wound healing, while also providing relief from minor burns or stings. Internally, chickweed has a reputation as a gentle, nourishing green that can ease digestion, thanks to compounds that act as mild laxatives and help soothe the digestive tract. Some people enjoy chickweed tea to calm coughs or sore throats and support respiratory comfort during allergy season or colds. It's considered a lymphatic herb, which means it may help the body gently process and eliminate toxins, especially during times of congestion or after a stretch of winter sluggishness. Nutritionally, chickweed is more impressive than meets the eye. It contains vitamin C, vitamin A, B vitamins, magnesium, iron, and even a bit of plant-based protein. This makes it not only a revitalizing wild food, but also a supplement to energy, supporting overall well-being and immune health. As with any wild plant, if you're new to chickweed, start small and make sure you've correctly identified it before enjoying it in recipes or remedies. Later in this video, I describe what chickweed looks like to help you identify this wonderful plant. A beloved sign of spring. Chickweed remains a beloved sign of spring, a wild green friend that brings both beauty and gentle support to our daily lives. Growing chickweed feels like inviting a little wild green magic right into your garden or even onto a sunny windowsill. This plant is about as easygoing as they come. It doesn't mind where it grows as long as you give it just a little bit of what it likes. Chickweed loves moist, rich soil that drains well and can thrive in both partial shade or full sun, so you don't have to fuss much over location. It will reward you with lush, delicate stems and tiny white flowers almost anywhere you put it. To get started, prepare a patch of earth or a spacious pot by loosening the soil and mixing in a bit of compost or organic matter. Chickweed seeds are tiny, so simply scatter them evenly over the surface and press them gently into the soil, covering them with only the thinnest layer, just enough to keep them from blowing away. Water right after sowing, and keep the soil consistently moist during those first couple of weeks. The seeds are fast to wake up, usually sprouting within 1 to 2 weeks if they have enough moisture and moderate temperatures. Once the seedlings pop up, let the plant do its thing. Chickweed is pretty forgiving but appreciates regular watering, especially when things heat up. If it gets too hot, the plants might wilt or droop, but don't worry, they bounce back when it cools off again. There's no need for much fertilizer, though adding a little now and then, or working in a bit of compost, will keep your patch looking lively. Chickweed doesn't need much attention, just be mindful that it likes to spread. If you want to control where it pops up, trim it before it sets seed. When it comes to harvesting, the best time is before the plant flowers. Snip the tender tops with scissors for salads, teas, or soothing balms, and leave enough stem for the plant to regrow. You'll find that chickweed, given a little water and a watchful eye, almost grows itself, bringing youthful green life and a bit of springtime whimsy wherever it lands. A gentle, nourishing friend. Using chickweed is a bit like discovering a gentle, nourishing friend in your kitchen or medicine cabinet. You can enjoy its tender leaves and stems raw in salads or sandwiches, where they add a fresh, slightly sweet crunch that tastes like spring. Some people toss handfuls into soups just before serving, letting that mild flavor shine through without losing its delicate texture. If you're feeling creative, chickweed makes a tasty addition to pestos. Just blend it with olive oil, garlic, and nuts for a bright twist. It also works well as a green in smoothies, teamed up with whatever fruits and veggies you like, giving you a subtle nutritional boost. Making a smoothie with chickweed is a fresh, easy way to bring a little wild green energy into your day. Start by gathering a generous handful of tender chickweed. Stems and leaves are both fair game and packed with nutrition. Rinse it well to make sure it's clean, then toss it into your blender. Add 1 ripe banana to give your smoothie natural sweetness and creaminess, and a cup of your favorite liquid, water, coconut water, or a splash of oat milk all work well. To boost the flavor and nutrition, try tossing in a handful of berries or half an apple for a fruity kick, and maybe a spoonful of seeds like chia or flax for extra texture and health benefits. Blend everything until it's completely smooth and bright green, then taste and adjust. Maybe a squeeze of lemon if you want to brighten things up, or a drizzle of honey if you'd like it a little sweeter. Pour your smoothie into a glass and sip it slowly, appreciating that you've just blended up a bit of vibrant, wild goodness. It's a simple ritual that celebrates both the nourishing power of chickweed and your own creativity in the kitchen. Chickweed tea, a grounding ritual. Making tea with chickweed is a gentle, grounding ritual that lets you savor the quiet freshness of this wild green herb. Start by gathering a small handful of fresh chickweed, rinsing it well to remove any garden dust. If you don't have fresh on hand, a tablespoon of dried chickweed works too. Place the chickweed in your favorite mug or teapot and pour just boiled water over it, hot enough to extract all the goodness, but not so hot it scalds the delicate leaves. Let the tea steep for about 10 to 15 minutes, covering the mug with a saucer or the teapot lid to keep the steam and subtle flavors in. You'll notice the water taking on a light green tint and a mild, grassy fragrance that hints at springtime. When it's ready, strain out the plant material and take a moment to appreciate the clarity and softness of the brew before sipping. Chickweed tea is soothing and refreshing on its own, but you can add a bit of honey or a slice of fresh lemon if you want a touch of sweetness or brightness. Drinking this tea feels like quietly connecting with the garden, taking in not just hydration, but a whisper of nature's own calm and vitality. Preserve the fresh leaves. Chickweed doesn't dry or store well, so to preserve the fresh leaves for future use, it is best to tincture them, freeze, or convert them into a salve. Making a chickweed tincture is a gentle, hands-on way to capture the plant's soothing qualities for use throughout the year. Start by gathering a good handful of fresh, healthy chickweed from your garden or foraged patch, ideally right before it begins to flower, when the leaves and stems are lush and vibrant. Give it a quick rinse if needed, then pat it dry. Chop the chickweed coarsely so more of the plant's goodness can infuse into the tincture. Take a clean glass jar and loosely fill it with your chopped chickweed, leaving a little space at the top. Pour high-proof vodka or another clear alcohol over the greens, making sure everything is fully submerged. The alcohol acts as a preservative and pulls the herbal properties from the plant. Use a spoon to gently press down the chickweed and release any air bubbles. Seal the jar tightly, label it with a date, and set it somewhere cool and out of direct sunlight. Once a day, Give the jar a gentle shake or swirl to keep the plant matter evenly exposed. Let it infuse for 4 to 6 weeks. During this time, the alcohol will turn a lovely green as it extracts the plant's essence. When you're ready, strain out the plant material using a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth, pouring the liquid into a dark glass bottle. Now you have your own chickweed tincture, ready to add a few drops at a time into water, tea, or a daily health routine. The process feels as much about intention and herbal connection as it is about the technique, inviting a little wild plant wisdom right into your day. Making a salve. Making chickweed salve is a simple, satisfying way to bring the soothing freshness of your garden right to your skin. Fill a clean jar about halfway with chopped chickweed, then cover it completely with oil and let it sit in a sunny window for about 2 weeks, giving the jar a gentle shake now and then. Once your oil is ready, strain out the chickweed through cheesecloth or a fine sieve, making sure to squeeze out every drop. Pour the infused oil into a double boiler and add some beeswax. About 1 ounce of wax for every cup of oil is a good place to start. Warm it gently until the wax is completely melted, stirring often, and then remove it from the heat. Let it cool just slightly before pouring the warm, liquid salve into small jars or tins. As it sets, the mixture thickens into a smooth, comforting balm, ready to soothe dry hands, itchy spots, or minor scrapes with the green magic of chickweed every time you need it. Thanks so much for watching. If you learned something new or you're inspired to try growing or using chickweed yourself, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your questions or experiences in the comments below. See you next time for more herbal wisdom and gardening tips.